Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this Your Podcast. Today we have a very special episode about land pollution. My name is Dulce Leiva, and here we have Guillermo Velázquez and Miguel Rosales. So, activists said we were living in high pollution levels. When we talk about pollution, we encompass all problems related to a high concentration of substance, garbage, or any waste that doesn't naturally belong to Earth. It has been many years since pollution became a real problem in societies, and if all people had known about the situation, the world wouldn't have been damaged as much as it is. Probably, humanity wouldn't have faced that much of damage if people hadn't taken careless decisions. There will be several consequences if societies don't start doing something about pollution. Experts say that solid or liquid waste dumped in land must be a type of solution. And they were right. That's called land pollution. As a result, land starts to degrade and deteriorate. It seriously affects the capacities and qualities of the land. Some places become unuseful for agriculture, living, livestock, and other human activities. If we hadn't damaged land as much as we have, we wouldn't have lost 44% of Earth's land. Savazan, a scientific, said that, like other types, land pollution also arose as a global environmental problem, specifically associated with urbanization and industrialization. Causes of land pollution are related to human activities. One of them is population density. It is important to think about all items that need to be produced for 7,700 million people, and add the fact that people don't just buy what they need. They buy what they want. This causes uncontrolled consumerism. But that's just a little part of the problem, because if negligence was greater than conscientiousness, consumerism wouldn't be a problem. As we know, there are many ways to reduce or impact on land. One of them is recycling, and it's not enough, but it helps. Unfortunately, there's not enough people who separate their waste to recycle, and if we all did, that still wouldn't be a solution.
Now, as most people already know, industrial activities are the ones responsible for the creation of most of the causes of land pollution. Land pollution is the pollution of the ground, the dirt, and the soil. You would have already known that soil is a layer that encompasses all of the other things mentioned if you had paid attention during geography class. If you put one and one together, you will see that land pollution is just another name for soil contamination. Although it isn't the best sounding name, experts on the matter say that it's the correct term. Maybe if people start using the term more often, it will become more common. Getting back to the topic at hand, the most notable cause of land pollution would be industrialization, since it all just boils down to the formation of more and more types of industries. Two examples would be the forest and mining industries. For starters, although mining companies say that they are responsible for their actions, they still leave the most noticeable damage to the surface. Now, the forest industry is most known for the chopping down of wood to obtain resources. If you had been listening, you would have noticed that this is related to urbanization, which we've already talked about. Even if I was not smart, I would still see that these are prime examples of exploitation of land. Now, the last topic I want to talk about will be plastics. Not only are they harmful because of the chemicals used to produce them, but the abundance of waste that they produce takes an absurd amount of time to decompose. Experts have said that 1/5 of our waste is dangerous and toxic, while also being difficult to throw away. So if we hadn't disposed of them, we would have had a bit cleaner soil.
WWF said that the soil is the Earth's fragile skin that anchors all life. It is composed of countless species that create a dynamic and complex ecosystem, and it's among the most precious resources to humans. The causes in the agriculture factor are soil erosion and degradation, deforestation, overgrazing, and the use of agrochemicals. For example, in overgrazing, if you harvest the soil so many times, it will not have the nutrients to harvest more and will be considered dead land. But even if we try to add more nutrients to the soil, it would be possible to recover. But most of the major companies don't do that. They will have to stop production and make major losses. If they had the ability to stop that, they probably would have found another option. But scientists had found that overshare of some of these chemicals changes soil composition and disrupts the balance of microorganisms in the soil. This stimulates the growth of harmful bacteria at the expense of beneficial kinds. If we had known the effects of these chemicals on the earth, we would have searched for alternatives. The WWF in the year 2020 said that as the human population had expanded, more lands have been cleared for agriculture and other purposes that degrade the soil and make erosion. The effects are catastrophic. We have lost our arable land. If we had thought about the situation, our world would have been so damaged. We've lost most of the Amazon and species around the world, but there is a group of people that are making changes and are doing what